All right, we'll give it a sec. What is up, everybody? We welcome you to SportsShack, episode 43. I'm Brandon Natali, along with Dennis Tui, and we got a special guest with us today in Michael Marandino. He's going to be with us talking about the NBA trade deadline and anything in the NBA world. And obviously, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl that's coming up, as we got a lot to talk about in terms of that. I know the halftime performance is going to be with Bad Bunny. And then obviously, we got the Patriots going up against the Seattle Seahawks. So definitely very interesting matchups. But before we get into that, obviously, I just want to try something real quick. We have the SportsShack trading card of the week. And we have right here this 2021 Pokemon Swish FA Charizard VMAX Shining Fates. Now right here, this card is obviously automatically valuable because it's a Charizard, and it's one of the most beloved Pokemon in the franchise. The card was also released in February 19th, 2021 with the Shining Fates Pokemon set. So considering it's a Gem Mint 10 from the 2021, which makes it special as well. Although the price of the Mint 10 is lower than some of the other Charizards of similar era because they printed this card very well, meaning more PSA 10 grades or lower costs per. It is highly shiny, featuring black and red coloring as a premier shiny vault chase card, and it is renowned as its high 30 HP powerful G-Max Wildfire attack. So obviously, fellas, any thoughts on this card?
I mean, it looks good. I mean, you know me, I'm a Squirrel Brain Pokemon fan. Like, I don't really play it anymore. I used to when I was younger, and I mean, it's cool. Like, I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Especially any Charizard, which
Dude,
obviously we know is one of the most beloved Pokemon in the franchise.
Of course.
So yeah, but obviously, so thank you guys for that, fellas. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. Mike, how about you? First time on the program.
Yeah, no, I'm doing great. It's an honor, and I really appreciate y'all having me on, and it's an honor being the first guest, for sure.
For sure. No, absolutely. There's been a lot of trade deadlines moves going on. Not much with Giannis yet, as a lot of people are expecting something to happen, and if not, maybe in the offseason. Kristaps Porzingis just got traded. So I feel like he's been shipped around a lot. I remember when he just got drafted by the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Mike knows firsthand, as the diehard Knicks fan that he is. Obviously, like I said, Chris Paul got traded. James Harden got traded again. Is that a shocker? I think not. But fellas, I have to ask, of all the moves that just happened, which one shocks you the most that happened so far?
Mike, go ahead. You're the guest. Guest first.
Cool. All right. So the one that shocks me the most, I mean, I'm going to be honest. It was the Harden trade for me because, like, the Clippers. I don't know if we all know this, but the Clippers started the season terrible. They were like 6-22, something like that. And everyone's like, "Yo, like y'all got to start putting some wins together because the Thunder have your pick. So if y'all keep losing, the Thunder are going to get a top 5 pick. And this draft this year is stacked. And then the Clippers put together a really good winning streak. And they were like starting to get back in the play-in with Harden and Kawhi playing together. So when I saw he wanted to get traded, I was kind of confused. I'm like, why? But I know he's trying to chase a ring. So I guess he thought maybe Cleveland was a good option for that. And I've seen some rumblings about LeBron maybe potentially going back and teaming up with him, Harden, and Mitchell. So that's always a possibility because I think LeBron has either a player option or his contract expires this offseason. So that's interesting to keep in mind for the offseason. But yeah, I'm going to say the Harden trade. I was definitely surprised by that just because the Clippers were doing so well. They're on a roll. It looked like they were going to get back in the play-in, and now Harden's gone. I mean, they have Darius Garland. Darius Garland's a very, very good player, very good point guard, just like Harden. But I know he has like a toe injury, I believe, that's been kind of bugging him. So they have to watch out for that. But yeah, I would say the Harden trade. That definitely surprised me.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't see any kind of rumors or anything like that You didn't hear that he was unhappy or anything like that. You thought he was with Kawhi, so everything would have been copacetic. But I guess, like you said, he saw a better chance at winning a ring elsewhere. And I understand it from his perspective, but man, you think about the Clippers. They traded away Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George, who just got suspended, but hasn't been on the team in years. And like you just see everything the Thunder is doing and what they could have had, what they could have built. Because don't forget, when they got rid of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, they also gave up draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, Thunder made out bandit. I mean, that's probably the best trade ever in sports for one team. I mean, it's almost like it's like the NBA equivalent to like the Herschel Walker trade.
Wow.
The Luka Doncic trade last year is up there as well. But still, like now they're really in dire straits for the Clippers. And then I just saw that Ivica Zubac could also get moved. So we'll see. I'm not sure. It's so hard to trade for players now in the NBA. Like you're seeing a lot of the players going are fringe role players or guys fighting for minutes going for second round picks.
Mm-hmm.
That's how.
I mean, just to add to that too, with the whole first apron, second apron luxury tax thing, you're absolutely right. But I just wanted to add like aprons and the luxury tax. It's even harder than it was before.
It's so complicated. It's so complicated. Like the mental gymnastics.
Yep.
Very complicated. Okay.
But I would say you talked about the James Harden trade. At this point, I don't know if it needs to be like when the NBA stepped in and took over the Hornets for the Dallas Mavericks. What are they doing? You wind up trading away Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis for Cooper Flag and, I mean, I guess a bag of balls. Like, I got to be honest.
Oh, I guess that's
they traded him. They traded away Anthony Davis. It felt like for nothing.
No, so with the Anthony Davis trade, they got more back than they did with the Luka trade. They got more in return. Because with the Luka trade, it was AD, Christie, and a first-round pick. But with the AD trade, they got Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. So they got more for AD, D'Lo, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum than the Luka trade.
It's so bizarre. But I mean, listen, Chris Middleton's practically like 1 foot out the door at this point. Like the picks are nice, but short term, if you're a Mavericks fan, you got to be beside yourselves. But I get it. If you want to build around Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis is never healthy. So I understand that, but that was really out of left field. I thought he was going to be going to the Hawks, to be honest with you, because after that Trae Young trade, they still have things that they could move around. And then I thought Anthony Davis and Jalen Johnson, that's a pretty good team. Just those two alone, never mind some of the other players that would still be left over. But instead they traded away Kristaps Porzingis in – what was that? That was the Kuminga trade.
Yeah, Buddy Hield too.
Right. So that's not bad for them. And Porzingis is another guy. He's a good player. He's never on the field. Never on the court, excuse me, it feels like. So I'm not sure what the Warriors are thinking, but I'm guessing they still think there's a world that they could get Giannis. I always thought that was by far the hardest to get done.
Right. I feel like I remember I was watching First Take yesterday. They were talking about, I think it was Chris Russo, because they were also talking about Draymond Green, and it's a possibility that this might be his last month as a Golden State Warrior. And it's crazy to think that of all the years and time he spent with the team, such a legendary time. And it was funny watching his press conference. And just basically what he said, just grateful for his time there. And honestly, you can't complain. 4-time champion, known as one of the best defensive players in the league. So if he's going to be part of that Giannis trade potentially, then hey, I guess they're just stacking now. Do you think they would include draft picks in that, the Warriors?
They have to, because now there's no Kuminga or Buddy Hield to offer. I
think this is like in chess when if you knock your king over, you lose. I think that's how it is. I think this is them waving the white flag that they couldn't get a deal done for Giannis and take what you can get. And then there was the report the other day that, they could also trade Draymond Green, which is why they were talking about that. And it's like, who would want him? Like, like we know he's a hothead. He has the kind of the Draymond Wrangler
His
and
age
Steph Curry.
up there.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age. Like it's like the Warriors cannot get a deal done. Like I was saying on the OWWR show, my college radio show Tuesday night with our good friend Josh Gable. I was saying, like, you go through that roster, it's like, who are you trading for Giannis?
Mhm.
Like, who? Like, how is that getting done? If you still had Jimmy Butler, maybe, but because he's out
He
for the
was healthy.
season,
Yeah.
his career might be
Mhm.
over.
Mhm.
I don't.
Yeah.
He's
Say
one of
that.
my all-time favorite players, but it's true. His career might be over. That
So sad.
like it's impossible. It's literally impossible to get the deal done. Like Jonathan Kuminga is so bad, according to the Warriors, that they never play him consistent minutes.
Which is crazy to me.
So why would he go on? Like, yes, that's what I want to sign up for. He's so bad that you guys are practically throwing him out while he's still on your team. It's strange.
They need it.
That whole scenario, whatever's going on with the Warriors, is strange. But I mean, there are other things to kind of dislike about Jonathan Kuminga, right? He's never posted a positive season in net points. His offense this year was at its worst. He's at number 384 out of 391 in passing. If you look up some of like the advanced analytics, it's a lot of red. It's not a lot of
A lot of red.
yeah, what you'd sign up for. So, I mean, we'll see how it pans out, but I don't know, man. We'll see.
Buddy, we can't hear you.
Damn, I hate when it does that.
There
Yeah, I know we still got a lot of time before the trade deadline approaches. It's hours now. It was days and days. Now it's hours. I feel like there's been a lot of moves happening within these past couple of days as speculations and rumors going on for about a month now. And obviously now there's a lot of traction going on with the deadline. It's cool to see that the Knicks are not doing anything. I don't think that they should break up this core because, I had a horrible win streak. Losing streak. Obviously, it's great when you have a win streak. But I feel like right now what's been going on with, what was going on with the Knicks and Mike knows. They were losing, 9 out of the past 11 games before they went on this win streak.
What a
It
nightmare.
was a really bad, it was a nightmare of a stretch because the media and everybody was already going off on the Knicks and questioning whether Mike Brown is the right guy. Did they make a mistake firing Tibbs? But now it's back to normal, I would say.
Well, I will say the team definitely had to buy in because even after their big win in Toronto against Toronto again, and we're like 11-0 against Toronto in our past 11 games, we absolutely own them. I'm sorry, Toronto. Sorry, RJ and Quickly. I love y'all, but like we own y'all. It's business, But Mikhail said in the post-game interview, he's like, I got to be more coachable. So to answer your question, like, is it Mike Brown? I don't think this was coaching. I think this was the players buying in to Mike Brown's system because Tim played you too many minutes. I just saw a post on Instagram from Fireside Knicks. It's an Instagram account I follow.
Okay.
And it was showing the differences, like in records. I think it was before yesterday's game against Denver. Just the differences between Brown and Tibbs. And you could just tell, like, the starters' minutes were down by like 4 minutes. The bench's minutes were up by 4 minutes. So right there, that shows that Brown is playing the starters less minutes, keeping them fresh. And you saw it last night. I mean, you saw it last night. Denver and the Knicks were on a back-to-back last night because the night before last night, Denver lost a close one with the Pistons, and the Knicks blew out Washington, as expected. So the starters were fresh for last night's game and went to double overtime, and look who prevailed.
I know last night, watching the post game on watching Geico Sports Night. Great program. I love it. It's where I follow and get a lot of my sports news on everything in the New York market. Really love it. I highly recommend it. Also, SNY, if you're watching this, hire me too.
SNY is great.
But they were talking about how this is, if the Knicks are going to make a championship run, and this could be the year. Obviously, what's going on with the Celtics, they haven't gotten Tatum back yet.
They look great, though. They do.
They still look fine.
It's still good.
And they just got Nikola Vucevic too.
Yeah, Vooch.
It's a great pickup.
It's not going to be an easy fight. It's not going to be an easy fight for the Knicks. Still, not an easy battle.
Hey, man, we got to beat them.
You may feel like it's a yellow brick road, but it's still going to be a tough battle. What's that? What's that in SpongeBob? The first SpongeBob movie. What's The road they go on.
Uh,
I can
oh,
think of it.
is it a road? I don't know.
Well, the Shell City Road, whatever I'll call
Yeah,
it,
yeah, Shell
the
City.
Shell City Road. But either way, so the point I'm trying to get is that you know this could have been a potential finals battle in May, in June. Would you say that against the Nuggets if the Knicks?
Definitely.
You know,
I mean, I want to say that, but okay. I guess potentially because last year Denver took OKC to 7 games, so it's possible.
Right.
It's possible. It's just tough. It's tough to see anyone beat OKC. But if anyone could do it, I feel like it's Denver.
Yeah. Like I don't think it's like that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's more so if you told me in June or July that the NBA Finals was Nuggets versus Knicks, I wouldn't be surprised. Going into the year, that's what I thought it would be. So
that'd be
yeah.
awesome.
But,
it'd be fun.
but it was
to watch,
definitely
yeah.
last night was definitely a great game though. I was watching it and I try to watch Knicks when I can. I'm mostly busy at night, but I was watching the game. It was great. They were Nuggets were Jamal Murray's making every clutch shot. I feel like every time he got the ball, he was
He
timing.
went off.
He was going nuts. And so, but obviously when it's double overtime and the Knicks crowd, you could just see they're just enjoying it. It's fun to watch the Knicks. It's a great time in Madison Square Garden right now.
Listen,
Not so much, unfortunately, for the Rangers, but the Knicks. It's go New York, go.
Listen, the NBA is in a better place when the New York Knicks are winning. It's just the truth. Just like the Lakers.
Now, I will say real quick before I get back to the trade deadline, me and Dennis and our good buddy Nicholas File, we went to the Barclays. I know we keep talking about it on here, but it was great though. Do you like the Barclays Arena?
Dennis?
I like it. The only thing Brandon knows, like, I'm a big dude. For those of you who haven't met me in person, I'm 6'4.5". So the seating at Barclays is tight.
It is scary.
Tight.
It is. Yeah.
So that sucks. But aside from that, it's pretty good. And I felt like, I don't know if you noticed this, Brandon.
What's that?
But I felt like the concessions and everything like that were a lot cheaper this time than we went to Lincoln Park. Did you notice that?
What's that? Before Lincoln Park?
Remember when we saw Lincoln Park at Barclays?
Yeah.
I felt like everything was more expensive then than when we went last time. Obviously, the tickets were, but that's besides the point.
Well,
actually, both of us went for free, but I'm saying, like, for the audience, that aside, because the Nets suck, we went for $23. The concessions and everything like that, like, it seemed like everything was more
for concerts and
consumer friendly. So, and I'm happy. Like, if your team sucks, you shouldn't be charging top dollar for stuff. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised they do.
I like that, and it seemed clean. That's like another weird things stand out to me when I go to arenas.
Right.
Still, my favorite though is the Marlins, Lone Depot. That's still peak for me.
What about you, Mike?
Barclays. I've definitely seen a lot of Knick games there. I've had great seats there. Shout out to my pops.
Yep. Shout out to P. Marandino that one time in 2018. I know Sean. I know Sean knows. Sean better answer.
Me, you, Sean, and Ant. Yeah. Those seats are crazy. But yeah, Barclays Center has very good burgers. I don't know if y'all will agree with me on that, but their burgers are really good.
Next time
I haven't had any, and now I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah. Next time y'all go, get some burgers. Their burgers are bomb.
Yeah. But back to but Sean says Miami Heat have the same problem, Dennis. I wonder what he's referring to.
I think it was when you were talking about like the arena. Not like, I don't know if it was the cleanliness or.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I hope he elaborates on that. I went to the Heat Stadium. Like, I'm not a fan of it. Am I crazy? Am I misremembering it? Because it was a long vacation in Miami for your guy, but isn't there, like, on the upper floors? Isn't it like a carpeted floor? Am I crazy?
Well, Sean and I, when we went there, we were kind of like down, like we weren't
seating
like
is
up
tight
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Seating is tight. I wonder how
tight. Yeah, I don't recall how tight it was or wasn't, but when I went there, that's when I was 350 pounds, so everything was tight. So I can't really fault them for that.
Okay.
So, like,
Well, hopefully I visit that arena one day. But back to the deadline. Is there any moves that you guys expect any other teams to make before it wraps up? What would you expect?
I can't see Vaca Zubac staying a Clipper. If they're really going towards trying to get assets back and whatnot and moving for a future, they traded away James Harden. I could see him getting moved. And I think if a team was crazy enough that like, wait a minute, we have a shot to win this. Like if the Celtics are like, we have a shot to really do something here, but I don't think they would be able to take it. I was going to say maybe Kawhi could get moved because if you got rid of James Harden, what's the point?
Okay.
Like it's simple. Like,
like
I said, it's like just simple.
He should always stayed a Raptor. I don't know why he never. I don't know.
He's from California,
right? Okay, so
that's what it came down to.
That was bound to happen, but I don't know. It's just the way I look at it. You won a championship there. He could have been immortalized as a Raptor, but I guess
and the next year was COVID when the Heat went to the finals.
Yep. That was.
I don't think that Heat team would have beaten a Kawhi Raptors team.
No, I don't think
so. And I don't think the Lakers would have either. So he actually could have gotten himself 2 rings. And
low key.
I feel like the Lakers, that team in 2020, I feel like before COVID happened, I feel like they were going to win it, the Lakers.
I agree.
That's the vibe I got from that year.
Really? Because they were actually they were a team that was kind of struggling a bit towards the end of that when they should cut the season short, and then they really like fired up in the
bubble.
I thought the team that was going to win it. Maybe I was just being kind of a homer, but I thought my Suns. We were undefeated in the bubble, and
I don't even think
they missed it because the Blazers beat the Brooklyn Nets to get in, and Phoenix was. I mean, we were blowing teams out that they were on paper were way better than us.
Yeah, y'all went on
we missed the playoff by a game.
Y'all went on a crazy streak. I remember that.
And it was what happened was people forget this. Earlier in the season, DeAndre Ayton had to serve a PED suspension.
Oh wow.
So if we won one more game during that stretch, we would have made it in, and I think we would have won. Because this was before DeAndre Ayton started mailing it in. So and then that was the weird year. Next year we go to the finals for real.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
See, I used to cover the Suns, Mike. So this is the kind of stuff I remember writing about.
Gotcha.
All right. But I guess what else has been going on in the NBA world that you guys could tell us or fill us?
Well, no. To answer your question, like, any moves that could. I think Ja Morant should be moved because Jaren Jackson Jr. is now in the Jazz. They trade him for Walter Clayton, a few other players and picks maybe. I know definitely Walter Clayton Jr., but I'm expecting Ja Morant to be moved because, like, you traded away Jaren. So what are you going to do with Ja and Walter Clayton? Like, I feel like Walter Clayton Jr. should kind of be the guy now, and you should move Ja. I don't know where. I don't know for who. People are saying to Miami because, like, that's kind of fits his scene and his vibe, which I could kind
I don't know if that's a good. I don't know. I don't think
a horrible idea.
That'd be a horrible idea.
That is.
But I mean, I'm expecting them to move Ja. They might not. Maybe they will. I don't know where it will be, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ja Morant at some point gets moved.
Would he be a Warriors guy?
I don't know because you have Steph. You already have Steph.
Yeah, but Steph's not getting any younger.
That's true.
And then he could use these picks to build around Ja. But the problem with Ja is like if you try to trade him, like you have to factor in the maturity thing. It's like Miami, like Spoelstra and that team culture, I could see that being good. But the actual scene of Miami, I'm like, oh, God.
Right.
I can see that going wrong in 100 different ways right away. So
I agree with that. We'll see. Obviously, maybe he stays put in Memphis, or maybe some other team comes under the sun and underneath, and they find a way. So, you go to the Warriors. I'm gonna say maybe Steph Curry finally becomes the Knick after all. But then again, we got Jalen Brunson.
That would be insane.
I don't think Curry's getting moved.
Yeah, I think he's a Warrior for life. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that's why I can't see him getting moved. I feel like he would definitely be a Warrior for life. Let's say, but yeah, I guess that wraps up the NBA talk. Definitely great job on that. Then That is very good. Inside source, inside producer is telling me that obviously we got the Super Bowl. It's crazy that's a Thursday, but I also forgot that tonight's the NFL honors. And I know Chris is really gonna. I wonder if he's listening. That's one of our inside producers. He's gonna be really hyped. Oh my god, I already expect him to go nuts tonight when they talk about Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's gonna be very interesting to see how that goes down. In terms of Jackson Dart, yep. In terms of Jackson Dart, he definitely has a shot. I could see him winning it. I got to look at the other nominees. Let me bring them up real quick. I'd be shocked if he, I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't. But when you look at any other, like maybe there's Ashton Genty. He has, a good opportunity.
I don't think Genty was a finalist. And my pick was Shamari DK from the Titans.
Yeah,
he had the most all-purpose yards ever by a rookie, and he didn't even make the finals. These people don't know ball.
T-Mac is also.
I'm done.
T-Mac is also good, so I guess we'll start with since we're on the topic of the Rookie of the Year. So obviously for Offense Rookie Year, we got Jackson Dart, Emike, Travion Henderson, T-Mac, Teddy McLaurin from wide receiver on the Panthers, and then Tyler Shaw, which I actually, talking about him first, I thought Tyler Shaw actually played pretty well. The Saints were honestly in the mix for Mendoza, but he kind of erased that. I feel like he played, from the tape I saw, I thought he played pretty competitive. He was watchable compared to what I saw as a Jet fan. Just looking at the Saints and what they have, I think they could work with him, and I think they could potentially build around him. So, this is not no Jimmy Clausen second-round scrub. This is actually was a legit quarterback that they drafted in the second round. And it's hard to get a franchise quarterback, especially to draft one too, whether that's first round. So the fact that the Saints are set up for a future at the quarterback position is pretty well, especially with Kellen Moore, who's a great offensive coach. T-Mac, he obviously came onto the scene. The Panthers, I like what he proved to be the number one receiver for them, proved to be a good security blanket for Bryce Young. Travion Henderson, he came onto the scene late. I think him and Stevenson are a good committee, good run. To be honest, I don't really know who's the starter, but I'm pretty sure it's Stevenson, but because that's how much they get the share. So I don't think it's going to go to him. Emike turned out to be, he was pretty, he had a great start to the season. He was the runaway pick right away, in my opinion. But he kind of had to see he was slowing down a bit. You didn't really hear from him. I know one of our good friends, Cooper Friedman, loves Emike. Was going off about it. It's every time we always heard, Emike, Fire Island.
Yeah, like Buka.
Yeah. And then obviously, of course, you got Jackson Dart. I would say it's definitely between Dart and T-Mac. I love Tyler Shuck, but I don't think if you want to go off the wins, then sure. But I feel like Jackson Dart, just the way that he came into the scene right away after Russell Wilson started, took over the New York market, took over the Giants, the fan base, the franchise, and his playing ability. But obviously, I feel like injuries kind of derailed a bit of his season, and they didn't really win anything. So I don't know how it could go to him. I'm not saying it's not potential, but if he won it, I wouldn't be shocked. But if I had to make the prediction, I would say it'd probably be between him and Ted. What do you guys think?
Like I said, I'm mad, bro. It should have gone to my guy Shamari DK. It just should have. Unless of course they're holding against him that his best work came as a returner. But again, he had the most all-purpose yards by a rookie. I don't think that's kind of like a pass go collect 200. I don't understand. Buka hurt, missed time. Jackson Dart hurt, missed time. Dude from the Saints, he didn't even start the season, and he had 5 good games. I'm sorry, it should have went to. It should have went to DK. Yeah. I understand he's a wide receiver on a bad team. I get it, but when you have a guy that's a game wrecker on special teams and is still a very good, reliable wide receiver, I just I don't understand it. I just don't get it. So who's the special teams player of the year? It's probably going to be a kicker. So that's not really fair to the guy that was probably one of the best players on a bad team. Just because he's a bad team, you're holding it against him. That's not really. I love Jackson Dart as a Giants fan.
Wasn't he more special teams though in DK? DK.
Yeah, he was their returner.
Oh, come on. You really thought he had an opportunity to win Rookie of the Year? Come on.
Dude, he had the most all-purpose yards ever by a rookie. He should.
I mean, it's consideration, but
Like to me, it's like I understand. Like I think we're gonna go like big brain history teacher here, but I think there's too much of a narrative history with football award voting, and I don't think there's enough of a narrative with baseball. Excuse me, but I mean, come on, dude. Like I understand on paper his wide receiver stats are 423. All right, that's not that crazy.
that's what they're going to look at. Unfortunately, they're not going to look at the all-purpose yards.
But when you factor in everything he did outside of being a wide receiver, doing stuff with runs and other things, like it sucks. But like I genuinely think the best rookie is not going to be a finalist for this.
Mike, any takes?
I mean, I'm biased, of course, like Dennis said. We're both New York Giant fans, so like obviously I'm gonna go with my guy, Jackson Dart. I think he had an unbelievable rookie season. Obviously before he got injured, and Scat and Neighbors. And I've been telling everyone for the next season, because obviously the Super Bowl's coming up. But I've been telling everyone, I'm like, yo, don't sleep on the Giants. And now we got Harborough as the coach. I'm like, man. Like now we got Harborough. I don't know. I'm like it's just nice to feel very excited for an upcoming season.
Oh no, the Giants they're definitely they're set up. They definitely still need a lot more moves, in my opinion. If the season started right away, I would say they're not ready yet. They still need another player outside of Neighbors. They got to sign Wandale back.
Mm-hmm.
He's a free agent. If they let him go, that would suck because I liked him. I remember when they drafted him, and I liked him right away. I knew there was something special about him. They obviously need a little, definitely can shore up the offensive line a bit. Finally let go of Evan Neal. I don't know if he's a free agent or not, but I don't know. I don't know if that experiment has really worked out. But no, like I said, Giants are definitely set up. They're set up well, definitely well positioned right now than absolutely the Jets would be, and it's a fact. Not the delusional fact. Sorry, I had to put that out there. I hope everyone's listening to that.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, Brandon, but I want to bring up something too, because obviously these are two totally different leagues. But I know, Dennis, you were saying you were frustrated because your player, he's been healthy and he has these crazy stat lines. The NBA, recently, they put a threshold, if you play X amount of games, these amount of games, you're not eligible to receive said award. So I'm curious what you guys think. Should the NFL kind of do something like that? If you only play in X amount of games because you're injured and you're not healthy, you can't be eligible for said award. I'm curious what you guys think about that. Should the NFL also do something like that?
You can go, Dennis.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with it because it makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it makes sense. The thing that sucks though is that I kind of don't. The reason why it exists in the NBA is because guys take games off.
Yeah, true.
Football, guys aren't taking games off. So I don't want if a guy, let's say somebody like Jackson Dart played the whole let's say he plays the whole year and was just magnificent the whole year. Is him being a backup to start the year, is that going to be held against him? That's not really I feel in that regard, I feel the NFL voters are pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, everything kind of Dennis just alluded to. They're not playing a lot of games to start. Like I said, I remember Baker Mayfield. I don't know if he won it in 2018. It was between him and Saquon. I'm pretty sure Saquon won it that year. Hopefully one of my producers could help me with that. But I know Baker, he didn't start the year, but I know he came in week 3, unfortunately, yes, against the Jets. And he was at the end of the year, he was a nominee for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But, so I don't think it depends. If you play maybe 8 or 9 games, you're not going to get looked at, not at all. But if you played the whole year, maybe you heard a couple games, yeah. So I don't think that should exclude Dart. If you look at Dart, the position, he definitely should be a clear favorite. But I wouldn't be shocked if T-Mac ended up getting it. But I think that's it for NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's look at defense. Of course, we got Abdul Carter, Seahawks defensive back Nick Emenwar. I can't say his name. Falcons defensive end James Pierce, Browns linebacker Carson Schwarzenegger, and Falcons safety Xavier Watts. So that's 2 Falcons, so defense rookie of the year. Everyone's gonna come at me for this, and I know my inside producer he's gonna come at my neck for this. Abdul Carter, he's gonna be a stud. Don't get me wrong. He was drafted 2nd overall for a reason. He had a lot of pressures. Definitely got to the quarterback, sure, but what he didn't do, sacks. When you drafted 2nd overall, you have to produce, and I get it. It's his first year. I get that, but when you're looking at off defensive rookie of the year, they're not going to look at the pressures and all that stuff. They're going to look at how many sacks he got. So, granted, he had a slow start to the beginning of the year. It was late to meetings, sleeping in meetings. Hey, I've been there. Unfortunately, I've been there too. I can't. Who am I to talk? But like I said, in terms of that, I think he did pick it up at the end of the year. So and I'm excited to see what kind of future he has in the league, and he's going to develop nicely for the Giants. And I know the Browns linebacker, I think he was top 5 in the league in tackles, if I'm correct. So I'd say it between him and potentially James Pierce. What do you guys try?
You can go first.
Me?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm a Penn State alum. Shout out Penn State. Abdul Carter's from there, so shout out to him. Very glad he's on the Giants, but I definitely agree with Brandon. Sorry. I definitely agree with Brandon. I don't think he'll win the award just because I also think he got off to a slow start. Like, I don't think he got as many sacks as maybe we expected. So, I would, of course, as a Giants fan, Penn State fan, I'd love for him to win the award. But I just don't realistically see that happening. It could, but I don't see it happening.
Right. Sure. But like you said, when you drafted 2nd overall, that's what they're going to look at. And of course, it's not like it takes time, but in terms of this year, that's what they're going to look at.
Yeah, I agree.
I got to be honest. While watching Giants games, especially the first half of the year, I didn't get the feeling that Abdul Carter was the best rookie in the league. I don't necessarily know who's better, but I didn't think he was the best. So I don't know. Like, watching the few Falcons games I watched, I got to be honest. Like, Xavier Watts seemed pretty good.
Yeah, he was definitely.
All these guys are fine. Like, I kind of like. Is it bad that I kind of don't care who wins it? Like, I feel like all of them are around the same.
Yeah, you saw that too, right, bud?
I'll just do that now. I guess after Dennis Hugo, it's
yeah. It's just I didn't think it was a big deal. Do you want me to read the chat or?
Yeah, you can read the chat.
All right. So Milwaukee just announced Giannis is not being traded. I saw before we recorded that they said there's a possibility they were going to keep him, and I guess that's what happened. They didn't like the offers they were getting.
They're going to wait. Thank you, Sean, for filling us in.
Yeah. Okay. Insider. Okay.
You just gotta hope nothing bad happens.
Sean
Knock on this.
Flanagan.
You just gotta hope nothing happens to Giannis during the season while playing, like injury wise. You gotta hope you just bubble wrap him as much as you can.
No, I will bring up a good point that Stephen A made on First Take. Shout out to him. Because I know it's like for Giannis, when he's healthy, all hands on deck. He's a top 5 player in the game. But he's had 4 significant calf injuries in the past 19 months. He said that. He brought that up. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know he had that many, like, in that time span. So, like, it's a concern. And he's not old. Like, it's not like he's a scrub. Like, he could still produce 28, 10, and 6. Those are his stats. But, I mean, that calf is a concern, man, because, like, I was literally at the game. Porzingis dunked on Giannis, ironically, tore his ACL. Dunk. So that's what Stephen A alluded to. What happens? We give up the house for Giannis. He's a Knick. He tears his ACL. Because that's just the Knicks' luck. We're like the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? Like, what can go wrong will go wrong, even though we're doing very good right now. So I agree with Stephen A on that 100%.
Especially, like we were saying, like how hard it is to make trades. Like,
yeah,
it might be better to do it in the offseason where you have cap flexibility and you know what holes you're going to have on your roster. Like, just visually, like, I know it's weird, but like, it just helps you visualize better, like, what you can and cannot do. Because it's hard to not overlook certain things when you have so many moving parts and whatnot. like you see a lot of these trades getting done now are like 3-team trades, like or like the pitches for Giannis to go to the Knicks. The pitch that people are making online is like a 4-team trade. It's like, dude, what in the world? Like this is it wasn't always like this. Like I remember I used to when I wrote for the Eastern Observer, I used to do like the trade machine, and like there's certain ones that you can throw in like picks and stuff like that. And it's like it's hard to actually get like the salaries to match and the picks to match and everything to like this rule and that rule. You have to get exceptions if you want to trade multiple like consecutive first round picks year after year because the Cavaliers in the 80s didn't know what they were doing. But like it's just like so many little things that so many, cogs in the wheels. It's hard. Like I don't blame them for not doing it. And if you're not getting top shelf material back, especially when you're the Milwaukee Bucks and you waited almost 30 years to have somebody like Giannis anyway, because when Kareem left, they had Sidney Moncrief. Then he left. Then they had Ray Allen. He was there for a little bit. Michael Redd was there. And then they were completely like
Brennan Jennings.
Yeah, they were completely like not even an afterthought. They're probably like the team. Like if you asked somebody on the street, like name an NBA team, like they're probably the least popular team in the league.
Yeah.
And you get Giannis, and suddenly you're relevant again. You want a real return. Like I hate to say, like they probably want a little more than just draft picks. They probably want, like I'll say this from the Knicks perspective, they'll probably want somebody like at least Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby, like at least somebody you could sell us on in the short term. But that being said, I really thought that the Nets could have gotten a deal done because they have so much young talent that you could see the potential on the floor, and you can also see like so many draft picks they got. My God, between trading with my stupid team and trading with the Knicks and other teams and whatnot, they have like an embarrassment of draft picks. Last year alone, they used 3 first-round draft picks.
Wow.
So like they're set. And some of those guys are panning out. Like Danny Wolf isn't bad. Demon isn't bad. They still have Cam Thomas.
Yep.
Like I'm surprised he hasn't been moved.
Yeah, same.
No, like the perfect 6-man. Just go out there and score. Don't worry about anything else.
No, I will say, if there's any trade involving OG Anunoby, as a diehard Knicks fan, you cannot give him up. He is so valuable to this team because if you don't have him defensively, we collapse. Like, we just collapse. He's our best defensive player. Mikal's good too, but OG is the guy. And especially when he's hot and he's flowing, like he's been these past 8 games, he's insane. And I will say this too. I had a good point to bring up. In the 2014-15 season, I remember against the Knicks at MSG, Giannis doing a behind-the-back Statue of Liberty, Michael Jordan, Air Jordan logo dunk on the Knicks. I remember seeing that when I was 14, 15 years old and being like, yo, he's skinny, but like I saw that and I was like, he could be somebody. And now look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the NFL honors. So we got Offensive Player of the Year. We got you know what? Let's get to the MVP. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to backtrack that. We'll go back to the offense because I want to save the MVP for last. So obviously we got Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Puka, Bijan, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Yet again, this is for Offensive Player of the Year. I like Drake May, but I feel like he's more suited for the MVP conversation. Christian McCaffrey had a bounce back year, so he's definitely worthy of this. Puka, of course, was insane. So it's also Bijan and Jackson Smith and Jigba. This is actually a really, really hard category this year because it just so many studs. I would have to say probably goes to JSN. Just considering what.
How can I go against JSN? I mean, he got me the fantasy football trophy, Brandon. Don't you just love seeing it? Don't you just love seeing it, Brandon, knowing that you'll never have it?
You don't know. Okay. All right.
Obviously, JSN, dude. That's my pick. And I'm happy to see that you agree.
Are you guys talking about Jackson Smith Najiba? Is that
Yeah.
Jigba.
Jigba.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. 1,793 yards receiving. Golly. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He had a monster year.
I know Drake May is like top 5 at least in passing yards and passing touchdowns too. But like Brandon alluded to, MVP conversation. But I might have to agree with you guys. Jackson Smith. I mean, that's an insane amount of yards. Also, Puka Nakua. I could be pronouncing that wrong.
You got it.
But he's also right under him for receiving yards. I don't know if he's like a nominee, but I agree with you guys. It should be him for offensive player.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jason. Now we got defensive player of the year. This is obviously this shouldn't even be discussion, but the players that are in the category, we got Texas Will Anderson, who great guy, great player. Had a great season for Houston. He is turning into the pass rusher that they envisioned when they drafted him 3rd overall 3 years ago. Nick Benito, obviously, like I said, I also love Will Anderson because he preaches the word of God. Always shouting out God and Jesus. God bless him. Broncos linebacker Nick Bonito, he turned out to be a great player for that Broncos defense. And Myles Garrett, who is the new NFL sack season king. Defensive end Aiden Hutchinson and Micah Parsons, who both had tremendous impacts, but this award is hands down going to Myles Garrett.
Yeah. I do want to say, can I get on my soapbox for a little bit? That I understand for years people have memed the Michael Strahan. I don't know why I almost said Jason Statham. Michael Strahan sack on Brett Favre to get the record. Dude, that looked like Lawrence Taylor breaking Joe Theismann's leg in half compared to Myles Garrett's sack on Joe Burrow. I still am not even convinced he touched him. Like that was literally, brother, that was a work. Like that was.
I don't know.
I'm a little salty. I understand Michael Strahan's initial sack to get the record was nonsense. I know. But the Myles Garrett on Joe, I didn't see anybody online say like that was literally like, come on.
Come on, what?
What do you mean, come on, what? That was not a sack.
Come on. Yeah, that was better than the Strahan situation. Favre literally.
Are you serious?
With the Favre situation, I feel like that it's too overblown. Like he was right there. He was going to get him. You think Favre was just going to like.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have did a better job of like maybe escaping. Like make it easy. Don't make it like you got to make it like don't make it easy for him. Make him like go around. Like how about maybe throw the ball? I'm just saying like don't just dive like oh hey here's a sack. Like no you gotta like I get it. Strahan was right there for the taking, but come on. Now in terms of the Myles, I feel like the Myles Garrett sack. I'm gonna watch it again, but I don't think that was too much. No, Myles Garrett was there. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you on that. Real quick on Sean's, what did you just say, Christian? Sean, I love Christian McCaffrey. I love C-Mac. He got me to the championship in fantasy league in 23. I wanted to draft him, but everybody psyched me out of it. So I do take some blame for that though. I was going to take him, but everybody psyched me out, and I took Genty instead. But I thank Sean for Jamar Chase. Better year than JSN. Yeah, I get it, but I think I'm looking at just more the impactful year, 17. It's true, but you got a good argument though. Yeah, you got a good argument with C-Mac. We'll see, but I'm gonna go with JSN, Sean. I'm sorry. But back to defensive player of the year, it's Myles Garrett. Sorry.
I know he has the sack records. Who's going to him? I'm just being a whiny Giants fan.
I mean, I'll also say Myles Garrett too, but I know he's not nominated. But honorable mention, of course, as a biased Giants fan, Dennis knows. Brian Burns was second in sacks with 16.5. My guy, Brian Burns. I love that guy.
He should be on over Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
How many games did Parsons play? One before he got hurt, and if you remember, he started the year off very slow.
Yeah.
That is give me a break.
Like Brian Burns from the jump was getting sacks. I mean, obviously not as much as Myles Garrett, but
I was gonna say, in terms of comeback player of the year, I'm definitely not voting for Diggs. Sorry, Diggs. Aiden Hutchinson is worthy of it. I think he had a good. I think he had. I think he had a decent year, but I don't. I got to look at the stats again. But I mean, his injury was very gruesome against the Cowboys last year, so he's definitely worthy of being a nominee. Trevor Lawrence definitely had a bounce back year after last year. He was hurt a lot, and then leading the Jaguars to 13-4, obviously getting bounced out in the first round by the Bills, but he's definitely worthy. Christian McCaffrey, obviously, like he could arguably be comeback player of the year. I would vote for him, right? That'd be my pick. But then obviously you got Dak Prescott, who tore his hamstring and had a monster season for the Cowboys, but obviously, they didn't make the playoffs. So my vote would be Christian McCaffrey.
You want to go, Dennis, or me?
I got to see the. You could go. I'm trying to.
I will say one name I'm not surprised who's on there. Just looking at the league leaders and all the stats, I'm surprised that Matthew Stafford is not on that list. He led the league in passing touchdowns, and he made it to the NFC Championship game. I'm surprised he's not there for comeback of the year.
Well, he did a couple years ago. He was hurt. He did have a better year. But he played mostly of every game last year. Okay, you know what? Aiden Hutchinson is definitely worthy of it because he had close to 15 sacks and like 14 tackles for loss, 35 quarterback hits. So he's Aiden Hutchinson's definitely. I think it'd be between him and C-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm gonna. Oh, continue, Mike.
No, I was just saying. I agree. Go ahead.
I know I'm going to contradict what I said 5 minutes ago. But I think the comeback player of the year who should get it isn't even a finalist again. And I know Brandon's probably getting sick and tired of me just trying to completely swerve the NFL voters. But how is it not Phil Rivers? 5 years away from the game. I understand his team, they still didn't make the playoffs. But the guy was literally out of the league for 5 years, coaching high school football. And because of injuries, came off the street and started playing very well.
Yeah, that's
not just for a 40-year-old coming out of retirement well, but like legitimately very good. And I understand he had 2 bad interceptions towards the end of games, but at the same time, like he had to stand on his head to keep his team in the games, and he did it after being out of the league for 5 years. So I understand guys had more complete seasons. It's going to go to Christian McCaffrey. But I just feel like Phil Rivers, like to me, it's almost like part of me is almost like, what did you come back from? And I felt like he had a pretty good argument to come out of retirement for 5 years.
Yeah, well, that's very impressive.
Yeah, it's a good argument. It's a good argument, but he didn't play the whole year.
I know.
I think that's what's going to come down. It's the amount of games he didn't play.
Which is fair,
right? And looking back, I love C-Mac. It's definitely going to be between him and Hutchinson, but I'm going to show some love for Detroit. I'm going to say Aiden Hutchinson because I think he's going to win it because the injury he suffered against the Cowboys last year was pretty gruesome. It was pretty bad. And so the way that looking at the stats again, he played every game, which is insane. He had 14.5 sacks, remarkable. And he had 14 tackles for loss, 35 quarterback hits, a couple pass deflections. So I think he's, and again, that's a career high for him too. So, and also interception for 58 yards. That's long too. So yeah, he's got my vote in my opinion. That's who I'm going to, I think is going to win it. Now moving on to Coach of the Year. We got obviously Liam Cohen of the Jaguars, Ben Johnson of the Bears, Mike McDonald of the Seahawks, Kyle Shanahan of the Niners, and Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. All great nominees. Liam Cohen obviously did a great job turning around Duval County. Ben Johnson, obviously what he's been doing with the Bears, phenomenal. These are all great nominees in my opinion. Mike McDonald, the Super Bowl right now with the Seahawks with Sam Darnold. Kyle Shanahan obviously he's one of the best coaches in the league for a reason. Mike Vrabel, the Patriots, first year there, he was able to turn the team around, set a culture, set the tone for the franchise, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So, But if I had to make the pick, I would definitely. It's tough. It's obviously between Vrabel and Mike McDonald. I would feel like it's going to go to. I feel like it's going to go to Vrabel. I think what he just, and I know people are going to say, "Oh, they got the easy schedule." I get that, but hey, they're 14-3 for a reason. The defense has been dominant. You know, the turnaround is insane. So I think that's what people are going to look at for the turnaround, and obviously just the fact that they're in the Super Bowl right now. I'd say it'd be between him and Mike McDonald. But I'm going to go with Vrabel.
I would say Mike McDonald should get it, and I think second place should be Ben Johnson from the Bears. I understand it's not fair. Like, you play whoever's in front of you, and it shouldn't be held against the Patriots. But they already had the bones of a pretty good team last year. I know they didn't get a lot of wins, but they also had a ton of injuries, and their defense was still very good, especially towards the second half of that season last year. That, like, I feel like they had potential. You know what I mean? That, like, I understand win record wise, that it's a huge turnaround, but if, like, watching games and whatnot, I feel like it's a little overstated. I don't think anybody expected the Seahawks to be the well-oiled machine they were, because they were going up against prime-time, top-notch teams and spanking them.
Mm.
So I got to tip my cap to them, and I feel like the same thing with the Bears. Going into the season, I think everybody would have said the NFC North would have been one of, or if not the most difficult division in the league, and they won it for a reason with a first-year head coach. That's not nothing. I really respect that.
I think it could definitely either be Vrabel, Mike Vrabel, or here, one second, or it could be McDonald's, I think it could go to either one of those guys. And I remember, I think definitely a while ago, but relatively recently, I know we all probably remember, I think in 2014 or 2015, one of those years in the Super Bowl, it was Patriots Seahawks, I believe. And I remember watching that game, and I'm not even a huge NFL guy. But I remember watching that game, and it was a really good game. So I'm actually really looking forward to the Super Bowl this year because, like I said, I remember that game and the infamous interception. I think the Seahawks got it that won them.
Yes, Malcolm Butler. Yep.
Yeah. So I know it's not really related to like Coach of the Year, but I think it could be either one of the Super Bowl teams coaches that get the Coach of the Year, and I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl this year just because I remember the Super Bowl from a little over a decade ago.
Right. Yeah. But now we got MVP, and so obviously we got Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, and Matthew Stafford. I'm not voting. I love Drake May, but
Can't be him.
it can't be. I mean, he had a great year, but I don't think MVP worthy enough. Trevor Lawrence had a good year too. Josh Allen, I feel like if Josh Allen was in the Super Bowl, he probably would have got it again. Christian McCaffrey had a good year, yes, but ultimately, I'm going to say it's going to go to Matthew Stafford. What he was doing week in and week out on the Rams offense, to me, was incredible. And it sucks that he's not going to be in the Super Bowl again, but I'm sure he'll get the opportunity to play again.
Want me to go, Dennis?
Yeah.
One of you two.
No, yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Brandon. I think Matthew Stafford, because like I said a little bit earlier, I'm surprised he wasn't in the Offensive Player of the Year list. So the fact he's in the MVP list says a lot. So I have to agree with Brandon. I think it should also be Stafford.
Stafford and JSN should be up here for MVP. He should. He just should. Listen, I like Drake May. Brandon knows this. Before the season started, I picked the Patriots to win the AFC East. I made my money on it. Booyah. And Sunday night, it's going to be the Super Bowl, and there's not one person on God's green earth who thinks Jackson Smith-Njigba isn't the best player in the game. And that, to me, is just, how is he not a finalist? I don't get it. I don't think Josh Allen should be on here either. I really don't. Over JSN, I don't think so. I would have picked him for MVP, but I understand it's become a quarterback of the year award. Fine. Matt Stafford should get it, but they should just rename it the Quarterback Player of the Year award. Quarterback Player of the Year, Quarterback of the Year. Johnny
Yeah.
Unitas Memorial Quarterback of the Year award, or Otto Graham Memorial Quarterback of the Year award. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pick
maybe.
some dead quarterback, name it after him, and woohoo! Like, what are we doing here? After Aaron Rodgers won his last MVP, like I literally like say it's complete Mickey Mouse.
I mean, you guys obviously know way better than I do, but if the MVP award in the NFL for however long, if it's just gone to quarterbacks, then I agree with Dennis. Then it should be called quarterback.
I think offhand there might have been 7 or 8 that weren't quarterbacks. There's a kicker one year that won it.
Wow.
There's the last non-quarterback to win it was Adrian Peterson. Did
wow.
it? I guess when we were in early high school or late middle school.
we were in seventh grade.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
So like that was the last time it happened, but before that, like Alan Page won it for the Vikings back in the day. I think Lawrence Taylor won 1 or 2. It's very rare. I think didn't Terrell Davis from the? Am I thinking Terrell Davis?
Broncos. I think he won it when he had 2,000 rushing yards. Yeah.
Yeah, I think was that tied? Did he tie with somebody? Did he tie with Peyton Manning?
No, that was 1 year with like Steve McNair in like 2003. Okay. That wasn't that year, but he did win the MVP in '98. He was insane. He was great. And then his career kind of got derailed with injuries. So after the '98 season, that was really his career was dealt with injuries, but he had a lasting career that he was able to get in the Hall of Fame still, which is pretty remarkable in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Yep, all Pro 3 times. Yeah, that's he had enough accolades where he was worthy enough to get into the Hall of Fame. But either way, so I think that wraps. I think that's enough for the honors. We covered that pretty well. But in terms of the Super Bowl, I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely hyped. I guess just make some predictions quick and expectations. I expect it to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think people, I don't think the Patriots are scrubs. They're a good team. They're here for a reason. I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup. I wanted to see how Sam Darnold's going to play against the Patriots. That's what I'm looking forward to see. And then, like I said, I just think it's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Seahawks defense is insane, but like I said, Patriots are not no scrubs. I think. Oh wow, that was a big trade. I guess we'll talk about this in a minute. There's a trade, but with including the Knicks, but we'll talk about it in a bit. I think, my prediction. I have to go with the Seahawks. I think they're riding high with momentum, and I think the defense is playing insane right now.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I'm going Seahawks. How could I go against Jackson Smith and Jigba? I mean, he won me $1,200. I gotta keep riding it. Yeah. I got my JSN jersey. I'll be wearing it while watching the game. I'll be eating wings, eating nachos, mozzarella sticks. So I'm expecting as many touchdowns are in the game to have that much more of a tummy ache. So can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with the both of you guys. I got to go with the Seahawks. I mean, I hate the Patriots. I mean, I'm not. All credit to the Patriots. Great job. Like, I'm not saying that they're scrubs, but like I'm always gonna hate the Patriots, right? So like, if they're in the Super Bowl, I want them to lose, no matter. You know what I mean? So like, I got to pick the Seahawks because of that. But yeah, I think it should be a great game. I'm definitely excited. Hopefully it's similar to, the Super Bowl when we were teenagers, and I think it will be. I think it'll be a battle, and who knows, maybe it'll come down to a similar play like that. Never know.
All right, so obviously the trade we have with the Knicks, Sham just reported that they're receiving Jose Alvarado.
Oh, we got Alvarado.
Oh, local kid. All right.
Yes. Let's go. This just came in. The homecoming for the Pelicans guard. No information. Shams didn't have reported yet what is involved in the trade, but that's just what's going on. I know Mike is hyped right now. How much does this mean for the Knicks?
He's a New Yorker, bro.
Yeah, I mean, listen, wow. I'm assuming we traded Dalen Terry for him. That's what I'm assuming that we did. I'm gonna assume that he's involved since we just traded Gershon Yabusele for him. But no, Jose Alvarado, he is definitely a player that the Knicks could use and need. I'm gonna look up his stats right now, and it's not even about stats, but right now he's averaging 8 points. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 36% 3-point shooter, which is decent. But he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. The Knicks need a tough guy. And I'm not saying that they're a bunch of, pansies or anything like that. Like, the Knicks got tough guys, but they need, like last season we signed PJ Tucker. Like, he was the tough guy. Barely played, but he was the tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Jose Alvarado is never going to play, because Deuce McBride has been out for a while now with an ankle injury, and they think it could be more serious than they thought. So I think that's also why we got Alvarado. Maybe Deuce McBride is going to be out for a long term, which sucks, because I love Deuce McBride. I hope we keep him. He's a great sharpshooter now. But no, that's huge getting Alvarado, because like I said, if Deuce McBride is out long term, he's your guard off the bench, maybe even to pair with Tyler Kolek too. But he's definitely a tough guy, Jose Alvarado. And he's a New Yorker, which is great. And I just think he'll be a great locker room presence. And we got him right as we're hot, 8-game winning streak. And with Deuce McBride still being out, and Josh Hart. I mean, we don't know when Josh Hart will come back too. But yeah, that's a huge pickup. Wow, I can't believe we got him. That's so lit.
Yeah, and first of all, the Grand Theft Alvarado T-shirts are going to go hard. That's one. Two, my family's from Middle Village. He's a Middle Village guy. Like, he went to Christ the King, so I gotta respect that.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Yeah, he's born in Brooklyn, but he went to Middle Village, Queens for high school. So I gotta respect it, bro. I gotta respect it. So I like it. Scrappy point guard, really good defender as a point guard. Mm-hmm. Everybody's seen like the videos of him getting like crazy steals and stuff like that, where he got the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado. And that's a good pairing for even if they wanted to pair him up with like Brunson or something like that, to give him the tougher guard assignment, defensive assignment. That like maybe there's something there. I don't exactly think there's going to be a second where he's the best player on the court, but I don't think that's what you need if you're the Knicks. I don't think they even needed somebody like Giannis. Like, I think they really could have been fine tinkering around the margins like this, and they'll be able to weather the storm. And I like it. It's always good to have a good hometown guy playing for your team. Yeah. This is like a fun Northeastern Knicks team. I like this. We're so used to seeing the guys from the South and California get all the riches. Give it to the New Yorkers, man. I like this.
No, I mean, I will say, too, he's only 27, too, so he's not really that old at all. So he's got age on his side. And like I said, when Deuce comes back, which is hopefully soon, Jose Alvarado and Deuce McBride as your backcourt. I mean, that is one tough defensive backcourt when Deuce McBride comes back healthy. You have Jose at the 1 and Deuce McBride at the 2. They're going to cause problems.
Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, before we wrap up?
Yes. I wanted to bring this up earlier when we were talking about like trade deadline talks. Lonzo Ball also got moved. I'm going to look right now. Lonzo Ball is now on here. 1 second. Is on the Jazz. Lonzo Ball is on the Jazz now. I didn't know that. The Jazz got Lonzo Ball, 2 second-round picks. Hawks got Jack Landale, and the Cavs are to be announced. I thought that was interesting. Also, the Pistons got more shooting. The Pistons got Kevin Huerter. I don't like Kevin Huerter. I hate Duncan Robinson. So now they have both of them, and they're going to give me nightmares tomorrow night in Detroit. I just know it, because the Knicks really struggle with sharpshooters, but our defense has been phenomenal. So hopefully we lock them up, because Kevin Huerter is a sniper. Duncan Robinson is a sniper. So the Pistons getting another sniper, because last season they had Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley. Now they're gone, but now they replaced them, because now they got Kevin Huerter at the trade deadline, and they have Duncan Robinson. So they replaced their sharpshooters. So shout out to them for doing that. We mentioned Vooch, Jaren Jackson Jr., obviously James Harden. I'm just looking for – the Thunder got Jared McCain. That really upset me. They just got even better. They just gave up a first-round pick and 3 second-rounders for Jared McCain. That's all they gave up, just picks for him. So the Thunder definitely upgraded their backcourt. The Hornets got Kobe White and Mike Conley. The Bulls, in return, got Colin Sexton, Ousmane Dang. I know him. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. And they got 3 second-round picks. I thought that was an interesting trade. Kobe White's very good, but so is Colin Sexton. So, I could see it. And Mike Conley's kind of, old Not that he's bad, but he's old.
Yeah.
But that was an interesting trade. Kobe White on the Hornets with LaMelo. I think that'll be interesting. And the Hornets are on a 7-game winning streak right now. I know they're not really in the play-in yet, but the Hornets are a team to keep an eye on because they've been hot. Like them and the Knicks, they're the hottest teams in the East. But yeah, I think that's about it.
I did see a report. You mentioned Lonzo Ball. I did see a report that he's going to get bought out. He's going to be a free agent. So we'll see how that goes.
One more trade. The Lakers got Luke Kennard. The Lakers got Luke Kennard, traded Gabe Vincent and a second rounder to the Hawks. I think that's a great trade. Luke Kennard is a sniper. So is Gabe Vincent, but like Luke Kennard is the better player. Like you tell me, oh, you want Gabe Vincent or Luke Kennard? I'm taking Luke Kennard all day. So I think that's good for the Lakers too.
Yeah, he's bigger.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
No trades for my guys. I'm a little bummed out here for Phoenix.
Wait, who's your team again, Dennis? I'm sorry.
Phoenix.
Yeah, but you guys are doing great. You guys.
Yeah, I know.
Fantastic. I don't think you guys need to do anything. I mean, I could be wrong, but.
Yeah, I just wish that we got like I wish that we had a trade that just completely fell into our lap and we had to give up nothing. And it's just, I love it. Like right away.
Yeah. I can't believe the Knicks got Jose Alvarado. That's like actually.
That's fun
to think about. Like, because I knew it was possible, but like, I'm like the team, like I like the team. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if we did nothing. And then we got this Terry guy. And then I saw that he might be moved for somebody. So, and then I saw a video on like a Knicks Instagram account I follow of like Leon Rose, like, walking down like MSG, like away from his seat, like on the phone. So I'm like, oh, I already know Leon the Don is about to make his moves, man.
Leon's cooking.
He always finds a way, Leon. I love Leon.
Leon's cooking.
Roster.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
I think that's it for me.
All right, great. This is a great episode of SportsShack, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm Brandon Talley, Dennis Tui, Michael Marandino. Hopefully, other guest appearances when possible. And I hope everybody has a great Super Bowl weekend and hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.